So I'm rewatching Moneyball, right? And not to be super cliche here, but then it occurred to me, hey, maybe I'm looking at this problem all wrong. The Oakland A's in Moneyball in 2002, and they did have some star players, don't get me wrong, but took an approach to build around on base percentage and guys that nobody wanted that had hidden value. That's the premise if you don't know Moneyball. And I'm looking at this team, right? And I'm like, okay, we're just too far away. We don't have the talent right now. We can't compete. We're just going to do our best. But then, what if we could compete? You know, the A's at their worst point in a 2002 season where they finished with above 100 wins were 20 and 26. Very similar to our 18 and 25 here. And I'm looking at this team, and what is the biggest issue? Well, we have guys that can't throw strikes. Alexis Diaz is supposed to be our closer, and he's got an ERA over 7. His whip is over 2, which is ridiculously terrible. That's over 2 walks and hits per innings pitched, and he's our closer. Very bad. Very, very bad. So we need pitchers who can throw strikes, and then when you go through the lineup, outside of Tyler Stevenson, who we've pretty much embraced him as our Lord and Savior, he's great. Outside of that, we've got an aging first baseman that is not the player he used to be. Jonathan India is fine at second base, and then we have prospects that are not playing well in the minors. We have Spencer Steer out here with an on-base percentage of 252. Not good enough. Kevin Newman, who homered in real life to his credit, blind squirrel finds a nut, he has a 273 on base. We just have players who are not getting on base at all. Jake Fraley, he's been pretty awesome. 380 on base, and he's one of our best players right now. Stuart Fairchild hitting sub 200, on base at 250. And we're focusing on that stat, on base percentage, because, of course, you want guys to get on base more so they can get driven in when you get hits. So we got to just shake things up a little bit, right? I know I'm kind of like moneyballing you guys right now a little bit. And it's not like this unbelievable concept like it was in the 70s when the Orioles started doing it. But we need to get somebody that can get on base more, and I'm going to search for them in the league and see if we can get somebody that's overperforming that maybe isn't super valuable. And funnily enough, we actually have 2 players out of the first 3 who lead the National League in on-base percentage, which is crazy. Tyler Stevenson and Jonathan India, surrounded by names like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt. Those are 3 MVPs of baseball. Like, wild. Luis Guillorme. Guillorme is having a pretty good season. He's 28. His contact is in a decent spot. He's having a good season, and he's a utility player for the Mets. Discipline's pretty high. He could start in our infield. I know Luis Guillorme is not a sexy name. Matt Carpenter, maybe, is regressing a ton, but would be a good player for just this season. He's hitting really well. And again, probably not going to be all that valuable to San Diego. But I'm going to tell you, Luis Guillorme is just a name I'm going to be interested in. We can't build the way some of these top teams in baseball do because we don't have the same payroll. We don't have the same amount of capital we can move for players. We have to work with what we've got, and it isn't a lot right now. So Luis Guillorme is maybe somebody that isn't good, that can play above his attributes for us. And, unfortunately for us, have to go straight to the top of the lineup. In the American League, you have Vinny Pasquantino leading everybody. He's a young prospect. I don't think the Royals want to move on from him. Eloy is obviously quite good. Justin Turner is an interesting option, but I don't really think does much for us. Eric Haas could be interesting. I know he's a catcher, and we have a catcher, but he would play left field or DH for us. Big numbers against lefties, having a great season. Could be a stretch, although I think the one could end up being Yandy Diaz. He's just a guy that gets on base, contact hitter, doesn't have a ton of power, although very, very strong, just doesn't really elevate the ball like that. Can play anywhere in the infield except shortstop, can play left field, and at worst, he's a platoon with Joey Votto. Might be fairly cheap to acquire as well. So let's go ahead and go over to the Rays here. Yandy Diaz is currently their highest overall third baseman, even though Isaac Paredes plays quite a bit for the Rays in real life. Yandy does too, but this could just be a player that's good for us right now If we can get him for cheap, which it looks like we're probably going to be able to, this is a player we want to have. I'm going to tell you, I don't really think Stuart Fairchild has really any value to me. He's a fine defender. He is playing up a little bit. He's getting some attribute boosts, but he's giving me nothing at the plate. Absolutely nothing. I know it's a 30-game sample, but if he helps us get Yandy Diaz, I think it could be the move. And then we could probably just add in, a random reliever pick, like Derek Law or somebody. Actually, does have a pretty nice mix. Might have to be somebody a little bit better than him, though. All right, we're going to throw in prospect Brandon Williamson. He's 24 years old, C potential at 64 overall. And Luke Mailey, who would be a backup catcher for us, but just isn't good enough to be on the roster, but does have value as a backup. And we're getting Yandy Diaz, who is 31. I know this is not like a big-time move for the future, but it's some offense at the top of our lineup, or somewhere around that. He instantly becomes one of our best hitters, which is brutal news for the strength of our team. But I think he's a sneaky pickup, and I'm interested in making that happen, and that's going to be an accepted trade. So Luis Guillorme, again, basically not valuable at all. 68 overall, C potential at 28. He's a utility infielder. They've got better players at the position, or so they think. But Luis Guillorme is going to be the key here. I would have loved to just trade Chad Pinder, but I'm going to have to offer a little bit more than that. Although I still want to keep my prospects. I don't really want to trade any of them just yet. I think we're going to hold on to TJ Friedl as well. I'm going to need a center fielder. Going to have to moneyball that. Find somebody that's sneaky. Maybe it's defense first. Maybe it is just somebody that's going to get on base. I need some type of value there. It looks like the Mets are unable to trade Luis Guillorme because they're $47 million over budget, so we just can't do any trade with the Mets. That feels kind of crazy. All right, well, Luis Guillorme is out. Now, it's cool in MLB The Show that you can sort by a certain criteria, so you really can find like exactly what you're looking for. And I want a center fielder. They just play the outfield in general if that's an option, but I don't know that it is. So I want a center fielder that has discipline of at least 80, if that exists, which maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. 80 discipline, and I'll tell you what, I would also like at least 70 for vision. And we'll see if anybody fits within that criteria. I would imagine so. There's one. It's Brandon Nimmo, who's not really going to be available for trade. He's a big part of that team. Plus, he is on a team that we know we can't trade with, pretty much. Let me look at the other outfield positions. Or actually, I can just do, like, secondary position outfield, maybe. Jesse Winker is an interesting one. Former Red and was good here. The reason why I might hesitate is because he plays within the division. He is a free agent after this year. I'm not going to be targeting Jesse Winker. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn down the criteria a bit and see if we can find somebody that fits. And I think the one is Max Kepler. This is our center fielder. Can play pretty good defense out there. Contact is not anything exceptional. Vision and discipline's pretty good. He's had like an okay start, not really slugging very much. Like the 637 OPS is pretty low and not super inspiring. But you know what? We're going to buy low on Max Kepler. See if we can't get a little boost to our outfield. So we'll see if we can make a trade for Max Kepler. And we could move TJ Friedl in a straight swap. Probably don't want to do that. Andrew Abbott does have B potential. Luke Weaver. Do I want to trade a starter? I really can't do that. Matt McClain, don't want to do it. We got to figure something out, though. Yeah, all right, I guess we're going to trade our prospect. Andrew Abbott, B potential, 64 overall at just 23 years old. Could potentially factor into our rotation. This could be a mistake, but we're going to go ahead and acquire Max Kepler. So I get it, not super flashy pickups. This isn't calling up Ellie De La Cruz. It's just 30-year-old Max Kepler is hitting 230 to start the year. It's not exceptional, but he is my new starting center fielder. And you know what? It's better than what we had. We'll see if Max Kepler can play pretty well for us. And Spencer Steer has actually hit pretty well in real life. Steer, for us in Reds franchise, has struggled mightily, which obviously is not what we want. But part of his value is moving around as a defender. So he's got to play a little bit of shortstop for us. I'm just going to make it his primary position to keep it a little bit easier for me to organize. But yeah, he's probably going to start at short over Kevin Newman and Jose Barrero, who is a bit of a cult favorite. But he struggled, but Yandy Diaz has got to get on the field, plain and simple. And that means somebody has to get sent down to AAA. And who will that be? Maybe Will Benson? We did trade an outfielder, so maybe not. Jose Barrero's played okay. Not really, but yeah, we're going to send Jose Barrero down. I know. How could I do that to such a great player? It was a tough decision, surely. We really have to DH TJ Friedel? Yeah, wouldn't want to leave that bat out of the lineup. What a monster he is. Oh, Jesus. And I got to do it against lefties. I don't want to see Joey Votto. I know Jake Fraley doesn't do a whole lot better there. And the way I was going to organize the lineup, it was pretty much going to be one or the other. Jake Fraley's hitting well. He's 27 years old. Yeah, there's probably not a super high ceiling here. But Joey Votto is 39. I don't know what I would be doing if I played him every day. So he's not going to hit against lefties. And, you know, suddenly the lineup starts to look a little bit better. I couldn't really find the perfect way to order it because India's got to be our leadoff. And then Stevenson has to be our two-hitter. Just plain and simple. Against righties with the DH, which is every single time now. Joey Votto, I still feel good about in the 3-hole. Discipline's pretty high. Might strike out a bit, but contact and power against righties is pretty good for our 3-hitter. And then Yandy Diaz is going to hit cleanup for us. Sorry, my voice is struggling a bit. Jake Fraley, I'd love to hit, you know, third, but it was either him or Votto, and I'm going to lean towards Votto because I don't know how much longer we have with him on the team. And then Max Kepler, decent numbers against righties before getting to Will Myers, who are paying, you know, more than pretty much anybody else. Says he's red hot right now against righties. He's not great. He's going to hit higher in the lineup against lefties. And then Spencer Steer and TJ Friedel with Kevin Newman, Kurt Casale, Jason Vosler on the bench. When Vosler comes back, he probably DHs for us, but he's still injured right now. Torn groin, going to miss about a month. And this is how it's going to look against lefties. Kind of weird, but we're just loading up with our talent at the top. This is where we're going to score runs. I would consider maybe Will Myers 4 instead of Yandy Diaz. Let me make that change, get Yandy some more ABs. Top two guys are going to stay the same. Jake Fraley, I just think, is pretty good in the 5 spot. Lefty numbers are not great, admittedly. They're actually horrific. But you know what? He's been doing a decent job this year. We're going to ride the hot hand. And then Steer, Newman, all hit lefties pretty well. Same thing with Friedel. And then Kepler is like the liability. He'll be my 9-hitter. As far as the rotation, nothing changes. Hunter Green is apparently cold right now, although getting better. Lodolo has struggled. Ashcraft struggled a bit. Weaver kind of in that same boat. But Luis Cessa's pitched really well. 2.58 ERA in 45 and a third innings. Fantastic. If we win our first game, I'll have the CPU fix the rotation there at AA. Vladimir Gutierrez sustained an injury. Doesn't really matter. We'll put him on the 15-day IL. And then I think we're going to hop in and play the Yankees here. Quick counts against Garrett Cole, one of the best in the game. And we'll see if we can take him down with our new team. Oh, or we have a critical situation and it simulated the game when I was trying to play. I don't get how it works sometimes. We're going to hop in. Reds, Yankees. We are struggling clearly. Our run production is very much not there. But we have a save opportunity up by 1. We could beat the Yankees with this new look team. It's only very slightly new look. I get that I didn't make any move for a pitcher. I get that we acquired 2 bats. They're not, you know, maybe super exciting. But it is a new look squad. And that's just not you guys. There's no audio. There should be at least sound effects. I'm hearing nothing on MLB The Show right now. Might be an awkward half inning. And because I can hear this, I know that I have audio enabled. It's not an Xbox issue. It's just MLB The Show as Diaz punches out Stanton. Two-seamer kind of fighting back into the zone there. A little bit of arm side run. And a big strikeout for Diaz as we get to Gleyber Torres. 0 for 3 today. Trying to make that 0 for 4. And a walk, probably a typical Gleyber Torres day. Bad hack from him there, but they're going to say no swing. 1 and 2. Dial up the heater. Torres shoots that into left field. Fraley is there, and that is out number 2. Diaz just 1 out away from securing a save, which is not something we've seen him do very often. He's going to have to get through Anthony Rizzo. 900 OPS this season. Rizzo, though, does hit lefties very well. Righties not quite as well as you might think. So I'm not sure this is actually a terrible matchup for us. Diaz gets his first strike. Count even at 1 and 1. See if we can't find number 2 here. Fastball up, fouled back by Rizzo. Get that slider in off the plate. There it is. Rizzo fights it off. Challenge fastball, 1 and 2. Just misses inside. Diaz looking for that dominant inning. We've seen it very few times this year, but this might qualify. Kepler underneath, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Reds win, beating the Yankees at home. Of course, in real life, wouldn't be thrilled as a Yankees fan, but here in Reds franchise, this is absolutely huge for our confidence. We get in the win column, we beat one of the better teams in baseball, and our struggling closer goes 1-2-3 in the 9th. Luis Cessa with another win. Garrett Cole struggling this year. And TJ Friedl with a home run is the hero. And shockingly, Tyler Stevenson. Home run as well. 2 RBIs. Yandy Diaz with a couple of walks. That's what we brought him in to do. Get on base. He's already doing it. I don't know. Reset the game and I have audio now. It was on the game. Just wasn't in my franchise for some reason. And I guess we're going to be seeing Hunter Green for a full game against Luis Severino. All right, I'm starting to get annoyed. Hopefully I cut out a lot of that, but MLB The Show is continually changing my settings, and it's really bothering me. All right, we're going to try this again. Quick counts. It's going to be Yankees versus Reds. Hunter Green going to be on the mound for us. You guys are going to see some of this new look team. Jake Fraley, Max Kepler, back-to-back lefties at 5 and 6 is only kind of the weird point in this order, but we are facing a righty starter at least, so this is a team we're going with. I'm comfortable with it. And I think I also mentioned that my face cam would have been blocking the scoreboard in the player lock, save with Alexis Diaz. It's just, the face cam here is in a pretty fine spot for MLB The Show, but not for Madden. And when I record Madden, you know, sometimes I forget to go back and forth. And also, some people want to see the feedback on the swing, even though I'm not using a PCI and it's only timing based. So that's just tough. You're not going to see it. This is better. Because this is a really awkward spot above the scoreboard in the actual main menu. So bottom left is the way. Anyway, Tyler Stevenson is him. 357 average, OPS over 1,000, 8 home runs now. He is unbelievable and a huge reason why we are winning any games at all. And now my settings are in a good spot. And you're like, why not just change the settings? I couldn't. They were locked. I don't even get it. But Hunter Green, you're going to see a lot of fastballs. Yankees have been struggling a bit this year, though. 23 and 24, I believe. Not exactly the record you're looking for. If you're a fan of the Yankees. This Hunter Green is going to strike out IKF. You know, IKF definitely not good. But I'm not sure that he's a big strikeout guy. But Hunter Green just has such incredible stuff that's able to happen. It seems like the Yankees may have been suffering from the injury bug. Rafael Ortega hitting second for the Yankees is a bad sign, as he'll fight to stay alive. Slider way down and in. Was just fouled off by him. And he swings right through the changeup. Hunter Green sees 2 batters. Fans both of them. But he'll have to face Aaron Judge to strike out the side. And that is easier said than done. 2-1 to Aaron Judge. Pretty clear fastball count. Not going to give him a fastball. That just feels like a mistake. He's going to hit it on the ground at India. And Jonathan India throws on to first. Votto retires Aaron Judge with the put out there. And we are up to hit. It's going to be our best players against Luis Severino. Some new faces in here as well, obviously. Yandy Diaz, Max Kepler. Maybe we get to see those guys. Sevy's had a decent year. Similar numbers, I would say, to Hunter Green overall. But that win-loss, you know, very, very different. Hunter Green, I believe, only 1 and 6. Severino, obviously 4 and 2, as you just saw. That is the difference in offensive firepower as India wastes no time shooting one back up the middle for a base knock. That's what we want. Get on base. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe we steal, maybe we get him to second. Speed and stealing not super high for India, so it's likely going to require a base hit. But this is the guy to do it. Tyler Stevenson, 3-1 count. Takes a cutter up and in for a strike. Just a real pitcher's pitch there. Can't really do much about that. And that is circle change. Ball low. Stevenson's going to walk. And Sevy finds himself in some trouble here. Bottom one. A long-time feared hitter at the plate. Probably beyond his prime. Or certainly in the case of Joey Votto. The runner's on first and second. This is an opportunity. And that is a pitch to hit. Votto out ahead. Fouls it off. And strike 3. Yeah, the change to this hitting camera to make the videos better in franchise. A little bit challenging, clearly. That was never close. Good tunneling from Severino, though. Got to worry about that cutter in on the plate. But, wow, that is a tough pitch to connect on as Sevy challenges Yandy Diaz. Fastball up, down the middle. Probably a pop-up for Diaz if we connect. Count runs full. 3-2 to Diaz. Come on, Yandy. Get on base. And that ball's hit on the ground at first base. Rizzo, quick turn to short. IKF can't control it after the transfer. So we're going to have Tyler Stevenson out at second, but runners on the corners. 2 out for someone having a breakout year to start things. It's Jake Fraley. 291 average on base over 370, slugging over 470. Very good slash line as that ball is crushed foul. Fraley eager to turn on a heater at 97 down and in. And that ball's hit on the ground. Disgusting circle change with 2 strikes. Kind of have to swing at that if you're Jake Fraley. Good pitch from Luis Severino, and he gets out of trouble here early. Good slider. Stanton fanned again. Saw Alexis Diaz do it in the save opportunity. Seeing Hunter Green do it now. And that's just, what are you going to do? 2 strikes to Stanton. Slider, too lethal. Down and away. That's a pitch you see Stanton chase quite a bit in real life, and does here so in the game as well. As Hunter Green squares off against Gleyber Torres. Hitters count for Torres. Let's give him a fastball. Let's see if Gleyber can turn on one. In real life, impossible. In game, impossible. India camps underneath it. That's going to be the second out of the inning. And Rizzo shoots that the other way. Kind of inside-out swing. Jammed a little bit. Fraley's underneath it for the third out. Defense looking good to start. Hunter Green looking very nice. And I think as long as we continue to give Severino trouble every inning, we're going to get that hit and we're going to score these guys. Just got to be consistent about it. Yeah, Yankees currently with a losing record, sub 500 with our win yesterday. Surprising to see it. You know, they're not that much better than we are this season, which is saying something, surely. Kepler, let that ball beat him just a little bit. Fly out to center. That ball's crushed at Max Kepler. He's got decent range, but won't be able to get to that one. It's going to play it off the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double for Oswaldo Cabrera. 103 off the bat. You get 101 down the middle. I don't care that it's 101. Big league hitters are going to be able to connect on that. Got to locate a bit better, as we'll see if we can fan Josh Donaldson. This is a big, big at-bat here. And Donaldson's going to shoot that in a right. We'll see if Cabrera tests the arm of Myers. Here's the play at the plate. Gunned. Will Myers in right. Hoses Cabrera at the plate. Donaldson looking for that RBI single. But with nobody out, Oswaldo challenges the arm of Will Myers. Can't see if the third base coach sends him, but either way, reward not worth the risk there. And Will Myers ensures that the Yankees stay off the board. Trevino fanned on the next pitch. 2-2. Wow, how did IKF get his bat up to that? Thing is well out of the zone, and he was early on it. On 100, yet is staying back to be able to hit the slider. Try to go change up down and in. You know, I don't actually think that's too poorly located. Donaldson takes off for second base. They're running themselves out of the inning. Stevenson with a dart to second. What is Josh Donaldson doing, and what are the Yankees doing that inning? They surely would have had an awesome chance to score, and they ran themselves right out of the inning. 2 unforced errors. Big, big issue. Ground ball. That one's going to get through for a base hit. Jonathan India reaches again. Nice little 2-hit game for him. 1 out in the inning. Plenty of wiggle room here. And especially with Tyler Stevenson up, we know what he can do. Got to get on his pitch. 1-2 count. Not a great spot to be. And got to challenge fastball. Can't turn on it. Maybe Joey Votto can do something. A little 2-out rally, perhaps. Got to start it, Joey. Fastball up. You're just never going to connect on that. They just don't let you hit it. That is a tough Joey Votto take there. Fastball in. 50-50 pitch. Fortunately for the Reds, that is called a ball. And that is ball 3. Joey Votto fighting. Yandy Diaz is up next, the newly acquired Red. But this is the pitch right here. Full count to Votto. Got to do something. Come on, Joey. And that is a pitch to hit. Down and in fastball. Curious where we missed on that. It's a little bit early. Votto fouled it back. And we'll do it again. 3-2, 2 outs. And swung right through it. Slider down the middle. Wasn't running on the pitch. I know 3-2, 2 outs, you run on the pitch. It gets a little bit distracting at times. So, and we just kept him there. Didn't matter anyway. Struck out. And that is going to be a walk. IKF reaches base. Just couldn't really find the strike zone there, unfortunately. And it's not like Hunter Green really has a big double play pitch. And this is going to be a lot worse than that. Fly ball or right field. It's going to take a bounce off the wall. Looks like it's going to be a double. And they're actually going to send the runner. What are they doing? They're hosed again. Don't run on Will Myers. Great relay from the Reds. The Yankees are just not allowing themselves to get runs. Why are they running on these? You don't have to. They're so stupid. Good throw from India. And it's a close play at the plate to their credit. But again, not worth it. That's a hanger, hit it Spencer Steer. He can't handle it at his new position. Aaron Judge reaches safely. Oh, that would have been big. Instead of runner on second, 2 outs. Runners on first and second, only 1 down for a guy that can give us a lot of pain. Hunter Green's got to make his pitches. That's a great first one. Go slider a little bit away off the plate here. Good spot. Stanton fans again. Huge pitch. We should be out of the inning. But Spencer Steer hurting us. 1-2 to Torres. He goes down looking. Hunter Green works out of the jam. It's good pitching. And fastball up in the zone. Fans Fraley. On Legend, these are tough pitches to time up properly. That was a good timing swing, though. Just, what are you going to do? Just not in a hittable spot at the top of the zone, apparently. This one's got some juice in it, though. Kepler deep to left center. And that one will be caught near the track. Challenge him, Green. Got to locate. That's a great spot. Don't know what Rizzo's looking for. Fastball in. Strikes out looking. To locate up and away. Come on, Green. Fires out of the zone. Oswaldo will draw a walk. Bring up Josh Donaldson. And this is just going to be a steady diet of breaking balls. Here's a 2-2. That is swung on and drilled deep to left field. Fraley in pursuit. That's off the wall. Fraley's off the wall. He gets up, fires in. It's going to be a big double for Josh Donaldson. That was a hanger. Donaldson did not miss it. And that's just the type of pitch you can't make if you're Hunter Green. Slider up and in. Can't really miss your spot a whole lot worse than that. Got to strike out Trevino. Bases loaded. Let's get a mound visit going. Don't know that we have to make a pitching change just yet. I think we're going to warm up TJ Antone and maybe Ian Jabot. He's had a decent year. Need to get IKF out. Hunter Green, a little over 90 pitches now. We can't afford to miss the zone a lot, and that's what we're doing. Yankees putting together some really good ABs, some good swings, and that's a mistake. We got lucky. 2-2 changeup taken. And now what do? Do we give in? I think we're going to try and locate a breaking ball. Just get it in the zone. That's way too in the zone. Line drive at Fraley. He's underneath it. And I think this will be the first run of the game. Yankees on the board. Sacrifice fly for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And we just couldn't locate pitches well enough here with Hunter Green in the top of the 5th. Still trying to work out of this. He's going to stay in the game. But he's lost his command. And it's particularly on this changeup. Nobody's swinging at it. It's not fooling anybody. We can't locate it well. 3-2. We don't want to face Aaron Judge. Rafael Ortega knows he's going to get pitches to hit. We're challenging him. And he answers the challenge. That's going to clear the bases. It's going to be a big-time double for Rafael Ortega. And what are you going to do? You'd rather throw that pitch to Ortega than Aaron Judge. Ortega made you pay. That's just unfortunately what happens. And he's going to have to come out of the game here. 2-2 to Aaron Judge, hitting sub-200 with runners in scoring position this year. This has got to be the pitch. That's a good one, but they're going to say Judge didn't go. Go to the slider. It's going to look really similar. Not quite as much vertical break. Judge fouls it off. Let's challenge him. Sinker middle in. Judge ready for it. What do we do to put this guy away? 3-2. That is a hanger. Please, why can't anybody locate? Another run scores. Not exactly doing his job out of the bullpen. Aaron Judge out trying to stretch it to a double. But that is a 4-run inning for the Yankees. A lot due to Hunter Green. 3-2 to Spencer Steer. We need base runners. Really struggling to get hits in this one. India has 2 of our 2 hits so far. A couple of walks, but it hasn't been good enough. Oh, that's a good rip. That's going to stay fair. Good swing from Spencer Steer. We're trying to push 2 with nobody out in the inning. Or 1 out. Now it's 2. Spencer Steer out trying to stretch that into a double. Just wipe the smile off your face. Jesus. All right. Well, is it a bad send? It was a close play. But we are down 4. And is probably a bad idea. TJ Friedl, 2 for 3 with a home run last game. Solo shot. I don't know that it's going to happen for us today. Although that's a pitch to hit. That's going to be down the line and fair. Do we run on Aaron Judge? We are going to stretch 2. It's going to be a stand-up double for TJ Friedl. And you can argue we would have not only had second and third, but potentially even scored a run on that. So that is a missed opportunity. Where maybe it's 4-1 right now, but it could be second and third. Don't know if you want to try and go first to home on Aaron Judge in right field. Don't know if we would have doubled anyway. But we need Jonathan India to do something. As Friedl advances to third on the wild pitch. Come on, India. Base hit scores a run. That's a sick pitch. Right in front of the plate. Indy doesn't run well enough, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. With 2 strikes, have to swing at that. It clipped the bottom of the zone. Good timing. Just could not do anything with it. Man, TJ Antone's terrible. Walks Stanton. I mean, he's got no control. That's the problem, is you bring these guys in and they can't throw strikes. And nobody can throw strikes. Nobody has any type of accuracy in our bullpen. And TJ Antone's going to have to stay out here. Need a double play. This could be it. Torres doesn't run exceptionally well. To India. Back to Votto. Double play. Around the horn. Big double play. We knew we were going to have Stanton at second base. He does not run well. But the big question was, could we have the arm strength with India to double him up Gleyber Torres at first? And the answer was yes, surprisingly. Didn't know if we'd have really a chance at a double play there, but just like that, the inning is over. Rizzo strikes out on a slurve up and in. Terrible pitch, but gets the job done. And we are still trying to get the job done against Luis Severino. We've had flashes, just can't really put it together. Stevenson grounds out. Fastball right down the middle. Diaz connects right to the center fielder. That's the end of the 6th. I don't know what we're going to be able to do this game. Antone going to come out. We're going to bring in Jabot. Right down the middle. It's either we're wild out of the zone or wild in the zone, and it drifts right down the middle. It's another double surrendered by Reds pitching today. Our offense didn't show up. Hunter Green gave us about 4 good innings and then couldn't get through the 5th. And I don't know how we're going to get rid of rid of the Yankees hitting here. I think they're just going to kill us for the rest of the game, probably. Ground ball at Diaz. That's the inning. Better from Jabot here. Kind of settled down a bit. And they're going to bring out a lefty. Wandy Peralta to face Jake Fraley. I think it's then Max Kepler. This is when you'd want to do that. Back-to-back lefties in the order. But then Will Meyer, Spencer Steer, TJ Friedel. 3 guys in a row who hit lefties pretty well, even though Friedel is a lefty himself. Count goes 3-1 now to Jake Fraley. Just doing anything to fight on base lefty-lefty here. This is probably a full take all the way unless it's right down the middle. And it is. Fraley gets a little bit into this one. Deep to left center. Center fielder ranging over makes the play. 1 out. Jabot trying to get through another inning here. Worked quickly to get through Aaron Judge. And Stanton looks like he's going to fly out to end the 8th. We're running out of time, though. Still have yet to get on the scoreboard. On Legend difficulty with timing, you really have to play perfectly, though. And it is easier said than done. 9, 1, and 2 in the order. This is our time to do something. Bottom 8. This part of the order is where we need something big to happen. Just cut into it a little bit. That's a good start. Friedel back up the middle. 105 off the bat. Runner on first for India, for Stevenson. And Joey Votto gets to face a righty. Here's a 3-2 to Jonathan India. Huge pitch. Don't chase, Jonathan, please. That is a challenge pitch. Off speed. And India drives it the other way. The challenge was, hey, Loizaga said, hey, India, you can't hit this. I don't know. Challenge pitches are typically fastballs right at him. That one was a slurve that hung a little bit. I'm struggling on the mic today. Ground ball back up the middle. Diving stop. Play can't be made. Run scores. Stevenson reaches. And that surely should be recorded as a base hit there. We are on the board. We have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Votto at the plate. Come on, Joey. Make something happen. Here's ball 2. Marinaccio and King quickly up in the Yankee bullpen. They're getting worried about Loizaga. That confidence is going down. This is our time. Come on, Joey. Line drive right at left field. 97 miles per hour. Right to the left fielder. And despite not warming him up, Clay Holmes is just straight into the game. They were warming up Michael King and Ron Marinaccio. How is Clay Holmes in the game? I can't believe it. We're getting cheated. And this sinker could be a problem. It really could be. You might see it here. Slider, I mean, when he throws as hard as he does with the sinker, he gets you out ahead a lot. And that is a bad strikeout. That pitch is not close, obviously, but you know, when you're worried about 97, 98 on the sinker with 2 strikes, that type of thing can happen. Too early on the slider. It's the first sinker we may have actually seen. It's been pretty much only off speed here from Clay Holmes, which is bizarre, but it does happen. It's a really, really tough pitch to fight off. Slider that caught just a little bit of the plate. 2 strikes, you can't really afford to take that. We need a hit here, Jake. He's made decent contact today. And he does it again. Bullet at right field. 110 off the bat. Line out. Right at Aaron Judge. That is brutal. Can't really put a better swing on it. Really. All right, base hit from Gleyber Torres. I think Jabot probably has to come out of the game. He gave us, a good 2-inning performance, and we tried to stretch it a bit. Still has the energy to do so in what will probably be a losing effort. But we're going to bring in Lucas Sims, see if we can't just hold them where they are, and then have a chance for a big 9th. I fear that we're not going to be able to. I think that was our chance in the 8th, but you never know, I guess. What is that pitch, dude? Slider's supposed to be down and in. Gets up and in. Rizzo didn't miss it. 442. Headed for the river, man. That pitch ends up right here. Right down the middle. Oh, man. Great pitching change. Stop hanging sliders. Oh, my God. What pitch can we actually throw? Not sure, because if you throw any slider or slurve, that is hanging at the top of the zone to be hammered. Even though when I get it, we can't touch it. That thing was right down the middle. Yeah, just end our misery, please. We can't find the zone. Another walk. Lucas Sims is done. We're going to bring on Cannell, bases loaded to face Aaron Judge. Got a 2.4 ERA, but I still wonder what could go wrong here. Yeah, that. Aaron Judge down the line, staying fair. Fraley plays it off the wall. Is another double allowed. Why do they keep trying to stretch? Ortega out by a mile. It could be 15-1 right now if the Yankees weren't stupid. And good take from Kepler. Count runs full. We need a 7-run inning. It's unlikely, yet not impossible. Yankees only have 4 more hits than we have this game, but that's unhittable. That is an unhittable pitch. Probably got to swing at it, but unhittable. This Will Myers gets on, draws a walk. If we can get up to the top of the order, who knows? But we really need the back part of our order to do something here. 1-1 to Spencer Steer. Draw a walk. I just can't make contact on that. Good timing, he just whiffs. Cheatham? Oh, there we go. Inside out swing. I think we're going to go first to third here. Spencer Steer delivers with a base hit, and we are not dead yet. TJ Friedel, a couple of hits in this game. What do you got for us, TJ? Not anything good. Good take, though. Friedel working. 2 more balls. Don't really want to swing here. Just get it off the plate. What are you gonna do? Again, it's one of those close pitches I feel like you can't take, but also you can't make contact with it. Just a sick pitch. It's all coming down to Jonathan India. 3 for 4 today. And it looks like it's going to be 3 for 5. Fly ball to shallow right. Judge coming on, makes the play. Yankees win 8-1. Tough game. Tough game. Hunter Green gets the loss. India, our star player in this one. Stevenson with an RBI. I don't know what more you can ask for of this team. Just didn't come through when we needed to, and the pitching just pretty brutal per usual. Gonna add some new players into the scouting area, though. Rick Woodson, a pitcher, I believe, from Texas. And Murray Taylor, a shortstop from Iowa. And Harold Nunez, a third baseman, also from Iowa. All right. They're 18 years old. We don't really know a ton about them. I think the 18-year-old players are the ones with the highest variance of whether they could be sick or terrible. So we really want to figure out a little bit more about those guys. And I think we're pretty much going to simulate to the end of May here. And Max Kepler breaks his ankle. We're going to throw him on the 10-day IL. You trade for a guy and then he gets injured basically instantly. Not ideal. And what can you say about the strategy so far? We're pretty much at 500 since we made those moves. It's not terrible. 23-30 is not where we want to be. Above the Pirates is nice, but not by much. Pirates 0 for their last 10, by the way. I think we're going to keep scouting the same players. Now 25-34. Again, pretty much staying at 500, which I think is not all that bad for this team. We are 11 games back, not great, but we're playing just as well as seemingly every other team in this division with the exception of the Pirates, who are just terrible. You look in their last 10, Cardinals 5-5, Brewers 5-5, Cubs 6-4. We're right there. We're just treading water right now. I think we've done some good things. It's just, we're not quite there yet, which is what I'm going to continue to say. Matt McClain hitting pretty well in the minors, by the way. 306 average, 4 home runs. Give me a nice little note about him having a good May. And now we have a good idea about Rick Woodson. 100% scouted on him, 18 years old. I mean, it's tough here. Looks like he could end up being a good player for us, looking mainly at his future strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, home runs per 9. Looks like his velo is going to be pretty good, is good already. Could be a future starter for us for sure, although his draft rank is 30 apparently. And Murray Taylor, Doesn't really look like he can hit. We might just pull out of that one. Jason Vosler just came back from injury and then fractured his shin. He was back for, actually, I think 3 games. Although, what is this? A win streak? 5 in a row? Have we turned the corner? 6-4 in our last 10. We overtake the Cubs for 3rd. We're 8.5 games back. We just swept the Dodgers. We're on the verge of sweeping the Cardinals. Have we figured it out? And here it is. 1-run lead to protect. We are up 2-1. Can we come into the game and get back-to-back sweeps over the 2 best teams in their division? Yet, of course, the Cardinals in the Central, the Dodgers in the West has already been completed. We need a 1-2-3, TJ Antone. Diaz is tired today. Game's on you. Ground ball at Steer. Arenado put away. Big first out. And we can win on the road, by the way, which would be huge. Just no craziness. No home runs. I would say stick to the sinker. Let the sinker do most of your work. Now, O'Neill was way out in front of that. Ground ball past the diving India. And Tyler O'Neill is on. That's a ton of speed. A gapper would definitely score Tyler O'Neill as well. Can't have that happen. Ground ball double play. We need it. We got the pitch for it. That's what the sinker is for. We're going to keep going right after Wilson. Need to find the zone. 1-2. Antone tried to go front door. Could not find it. Wilson Contreras putting together a good AB here. And that's a pop-up. India underneath. 2 away. 1 more out for Antone here. And we will have back-to-back sweeps, extending our winning streak. And it's got to be Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar has been early on back-to-back sinkers. We're going off speed. 1-2, fouled away by Nootbaar. Let's get it down, Antone. Please. It's a good spot for it. These guys just don't chase. Slurve! No slider! Got him swinging! Nootbaar tied up, and our win streak is extended. This really is starting to look like the 2022, or the 2002 A's. I'm sorry, I've been all over the place today. I need to get back in the rhythm of commentating. Lodolo, big performance. 6 1/3, only allows 4 hits and an earned run. Only 6 base runners reached. Great outing from him. Got the win. And, you know, we didn't hit that well, but the pitching was the story of this game. Yandy Diaz with the homer. The Moneyball Reds are in full effect. I think that's, what, 7 games in a row? I'm telling you, we're figuring it out. Nah, 6 games in a row. Maybe we're not figuring it out, but we are on a little bit of a winning streak here. Can we extend it? We win again. And Kevin Newman has a 16-game hitting streak? What's happening? Our win streak is on the line, by the way. It is up to 7 officially now. But we are down by 1 on the road here in Kansas City. Which, that's a team that we can hit. Need Kevin Newman to get us going. In the leadoff spot, by the way. Unreal. And that could be a hit. Newman, little flare into right field. That falls, and we might have a 2-out rally here in the 8th. We're just down 1. Just need somebody to get a hit behind him. And this is the guy to do it. India 0 for 3. Now is the time to make a play. And he walks. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Stevenson also 0 for 3, but having an incredible season, even though the numbers have calmed down a bit. Under a 1,000 OPS now. 1-1 count. Do something for us, Stevenson. Ball hit on the ground at third. That one's getting through. Stevenson, huge hit. Newman comes around to score. And Tyler Stevenson, when we needed him most, has come through with a clutch RBI single. And we are making it happen here. The comeback has happened. 4-4, just got a pitch. And we're to the top of the 10th now. It all started with a Kevin Newman base hit. I know, crazy, right? He sucks. But Kevin Newman with a base knock. Not like he didn't hit it hard or anything. It's Kevin Newman. Like, he didn't homer. But a little flare. And then the guys who needed to do something behind him, did their job. Newman tore into that one. It's a new personal record, 92 miles per hour off the bat. Wow. It is a line out, though, and that was a big opportunity. We end up losing as a result, 5-4, and I think that's a good spot to end the video. Ferguson there, 3 walks. That's crazy. No earned run because the ghost runner does not count as an earned run, but he did obviously allow the ghost runner to score. Myers homered in this game, went 2 for 3, double as well. Great game from him. And we showed a lot of fight, just wasn't enough in the end. But a nice little winning streak. 7 games definitely is a record for us on this season. And, yeah, I think I'm just going to see you guys in the next one. This was a fun episode. Team has changed a little bit. Starting to rally a little bit. 7-3 in our last 10. We're turning it around a little bit. We got some more pieces. We got a long way to go. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.